Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. I'm Shubham and you're watching Let Create an App. So in this video, we will see how we can create collection view inside the table view cell. And basically by this way, we can create multiple collection view in every cell of the table view. So this kind of functionality is basically using in the e-commerce application or the application which is having some kind of a listing, some kind of a data, more data. So just like Amazon or Flipkart or the other application like Spotify, all these kind of application using this kind of a functionality. So let's look into the demo first and then we will see how we can create this kind of functionality. So before starting today's demo, let's thanks Audex for sponsoring today's video. Audex is an online transcription service which helps you to quickly convert audio into text. For using Audex, first we need to sign up in the audex.com and then we have to log in into the system. I've already signed up in the system, so I'm quickly logging into the system. After successful login, it will look something like this, that it will show the number of minutes you have remaining and it will show all the files which you have already uploaded. So right now I've uploaded a single file. Now click on the new transcription and then you have to drag and drop the new file. So I'm just choosing a new file right now. So this is the file which we have to upload, this demo.mp3 file. You can choose mp3 file, mp4 file, and you can also see that which files are supporting on this audex.com. and after uploading this file, you have to click on this upload button and you have to choose the language of the file, that the audio is in which language, just like it is in French, in German or something like that, and you have to provide the name of the speaker just like Shubham. And now we have to submit this form. After submitting this audio file, it will list it over here, and now we can move on the transcription this thing, and we can see the transcription over here. So Audex is using a machine learning to convert the audio into text automatically, and it can be helpful for everyone, those who are willing to convert the audio into text. If you want to try audex.com, the link is mentioned in the description and you will get 30 minutes free trial. So this is the demo part in which we are having this table view, and this is a collection view which will having all the products in the application. Now as I click on this see all button, it will show me all the products which are related to this specific shoes category, and as I click on any of the product, it will show me the details of that product. Similarly, if I click on any of these products from here, just something like this, it will show me the details of every product. So by the end of this video, we are able to create this kind of functionality and we can see product detail from every screen. So if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get the notifications of all my other videos. And if you have any query or suggestion, please post that thing in the comment box. And if you want to download the complete project and the startup project, the link is also mentioned in the description of my website, so you can go and check out my website and you'll get all the details, all the links and assets related to this project over there. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So you can create new application in which you have to add this JSON file, as well as you have to add all the images which are going to be used in this application. I've already created this project, and you can get these images and this JSON file in the startup project. The link is mentioned in the description. You can download this startup project and you can come along with me in this development so that we can move step by step how we can create this kind of a this application. So first we need to design this UI table view and this collection view. So for that, first move on the storyboard. Now drop table view in this storyboards or in this view controller. So we have to define that just like table view, something like this, and we have to drag and drop table view in this controller, and we have to define the basic constraint to this table view. Simply like from all the four sides, it should be 0. Something like this. Now we have to take one UI view which will be act as a header part of this table view. Just simply drag and drop this UI view over here and just give the height according to the need, just like I'm using 250 as a height of this view, something like this. And we have to drag and drop an image view over here which will show the banner of the table view, something like this. Now define the constraints from all the four sides, it should be 0. Now we have to assign one image to this banner, so that image should be like I think banner is the name of that image, yeah, something like banner. And we have to make this content mode to aspect fill, not aspect fit, otherwise it will left some spaces if the images are smaller in size or not as per the aspect ratio of the screen. So it's look something like this. Now this part has been done. Now this part is done. Now we have to define the table view cell. This is a table view cell in which we are having a category view as well as this collection view. So for that we have to take one cell over here. So just take one simple cell over here and just little bit expand that cell, and now we have to take one UI view, simply like UI view, and now just give some height to this view and some color. So just simply like height should be 40 pixels is fine, and from all the three sides, from leading, trailing and top, it should be 000, something like this. And now let's give the color to this view, and it should be the color. Now we have to define two things, this one see all button, and this shoes thing. So just take two labels, one label and one button, because see all is a button as we have seen in this part in the demo thing. So just take the from leading side 12 pixels, and it should be center vertically in the container, and the color should change to, text color should be like white, and it should be like category. You can also change this thing according to the need, like if you can do this thing as a bold, semi bold, it's totally up to you. You can design this thing according to the need. Now just place one button over here, and just the same constraint 12 pixels from this thing, and we can define the height and width of this button first. So the height should be like 30 pixels is fine, and width should be like 50 pixels is fine, like this. And we have to make this thing vertically center in the container, something like this. We have to change the text of this button, that see all, something like this, and the text color should be like white. So our header part is ready. Now we have to define the collection view over here. So for that we have to take one collection view, simply take collection view like this thing. Okay, now let's define the height of this collection view. Just stretch this collection view a little bit like this, and we have to take the height of this collection view, because the height of the collection view is always same in every cell. That's why we are taking a height. You can use dynamic height as per your need, like if some cell is a little bit bigger, some cell is a little bit smaller, it's totally up to you that what height you want to define. I'm taking from top 0, from leading it should be 0, from trailing it should be 0, and the height should be like 220 pixels or 230 pixels. It's totally up to you what height you want to define. And even you can do one thing also, like we can define bottom from 0 as well, so that it will automatically take the height of the cell. So now select the table view, and we have to give the height to automatic, so it will automatically adjust the height according to the elements which are placed in the cell, something like this. Now we have to design the collection view cell. So just drag and drop a little, increase the height of this collection view cell, something like this, and just take one image, because as we have already seen this thing in a demo part, that we have one image as well as the name of the shoe or something like that thing. So we have to take one image, and we have to take the so if we want to define the height of this image, you can define, but I'm not going to define this thing, because we have to take one label. We will define the height of that label, because that label is always remains fixed. The height can vary according to the need. So just take the label. The height should be like 30 pixels or 40 pixels, it's totally up to you. And from all the four sides it should be 0, from leading, trailing and bottom, something like this. And now let's give the height give the bottom constraint to this image to 0. It will automatically adjust according to the need. Now just change some things, like we have to make this as a center. The text should be like black. It's totally up to you. I'm changing the color of this cell from white to some grayish color, gray, something like this. And I also change the text color to this label to white, something like this. I think we have already used this thing in this. Okay, we are taking a black color, so we can take a black color as well. No issue with this thing, like this. The background color of this cell is also not looking good, so let's change the cell color to something like a lighter gray color. It looks now pretty good. Now let's change the image. Any image you can choose, it's totally up to you. And we also need to change the content mode to aspect fill. This is semantic, this is aspect fill, something like this. So our collection view is also ready. Now we have to take the outlets of all these things in the view controller file. So just move on the view controller file from here. Just open a new this thing and view controller. Now let's take the outlet. So first take the outlet of this table view. So simply use table, something like this. And now we cannot take the outlets of all these things in this this file, because this is a part of table view. So the outlets of related to the collection view is always taken in the table view cell file. We can take the outlet of this image in this view controller, but we are not changing this image right now. That's why I'm not taking an outlet of this thing. So now take one new file that is a part of UI table view cell. So just before that we have to create a structure of all the applications. So I'm just creating a new folder and giving a name like cells, something like this. And now I'm adding a file of table view cell in this folder. So it is like a product listing, products table cell, So just select the subclass of this thing as a UI table view cell, something like this. So it's a product table view cell. Just create this file, something like this. Now assign this file to this table view cell uh, over here. Now over here assign the file like products table cell, and just give the identifier same as the name of the file, something like this. Now we have to move on this table cell file. So just move on the product table cell file, something like this. Now we have to take the part, whatever things we have added in this cell, in this outlet, we have to take the outlets of all the things which are in the product table view cell to this file. So okay, so the collection view is the part of table view cell, so we have to take the outlet of collection view over here. So we have to take like collection view like this, and we also need to take the this category as well as this button outlets. So just category name, something like this, and this is a button. So just take the action of this button in this class only. On click, see all, something like this. Now we have to load the JSON which we have already in the project, this file, into the uh, table view. So for that, first we need to get this JSON. So before loading that JSON, we need to first create the model, so the model can be populated with the JSON data. So for that, we have to create a new folder, that is models. So this is some kind of a organization of the project, that we have to place everything at a right place. That model should be placed in this model folder. All the sales files are placed in this sales folder, and view controller file be placed in the view controllers. UI files will be placed in UI, like storyboards are placed in the storyboard, exhibits, something like that. So by this way we are very organized with this project. So now we have to add one new file in this model folder. So just simply use products model, something like this. So this is a new file, and now we have to define all the things which are written over here, just like response, category name, in this product.model file. So first we have to define one struct. So simply use struct, the name is like product model, and it should be like codable, so we can directly get the keys we are using snack case and all the other stuffs. I have already taught this thing in my video, that how we can load the JSON files in the model. So please watch that video. The link is mentioned in the description as well as on the I button. Now we have to define all the properties, just like response. So first take a response over here, where response, and it should be like something which is like of this type. So this is our model file now, that in which product model we have response, and it is an array of so it is an array of all the objects. And now this object is look something like this, and now in this object we have to define category name and product. You can see this thing in the JSON file, that category name and product, and again product is an array of this object. So simply we have to define this thing over here, that product is again an array of product details. So something like this we have to define. Now we have to load this JSON file into one object, and we have to use JSON serializer for this thing, as well as encoding for this thing. So I've created one function in which we have to write name is a load JSON, and we are just converting this JSON into a data, and then serializing this JSON into the JSON object, and again converting that JSON object into the data, and using JSON decoder to use the snack cases things. And I'm creating one object as well, that product data, and loading all the JSON into this product data, something like this. So you can copy this thing from the website. The link is mentioned in the description. You can copy this code from the website and again come up with me. Now we have to define the table view data source and delegate method, so that we can load this JSON into the table view. So simply use extension. It is always a good options to load or define the things which are related to specific things like table view, collection view into the extension. So you have to write UI table view delegate UI table view data source, something like this. And now we have to define the data source and delegate methods in this. So simply first we have to define the number of rows. So the number of rows are the rows which are over here. This is a array. These are the number of rows. So simply define return product data dot response dot count, something like this. Now we have to define the table view cell. So define a cell over here. So simply use guard let cell equals to table view dot deq reusable cell this one, DQ reusable cell with identifier, this one, and in this we have to pass the name of the table view cell. So we have already created a cell file which is this one, product table view cell. So simply use product table view cell, else we need to return a empty table view cell file, table view cell, some object, sorry, not file, object, something like this. Because if this condition is not true, means the product table view cell is not finded in this project, then it will simply return the empty table view cell. It will not going to crash the application. So now we have to simply return the cell over here, something like this. Okay, so let's run this thing and see that is it working or not. It's showing an error that what is an error? Guard body must not got fall through return. Okay, yeah, we have forgot to type the return over here, something like this. Okay, so we have to click enter over here. Now we have to run this thing and see that is it working fine in the application. It will load the things, not the JSON, because we didn't assign anything till so far. We have just simply, so it will show the number of cells to us, something like that only. Okay, so before that we have to just like give the data source and delegate as well, because we didn't give a data source to this table view. So delegate equals to self, table view dot data source equals to self, something like this. Now let's run this thing and see that is it working fine or not. So it get loaded and it is looking something like this, like we are having a 5 categories as we have already seen in the demo. Okay, let me show you the demo as well. So this is a demo application. So we are having 1 2 3 4 categories in the banner. Similarly we get this thing in this project also, that we are having one banner and these 4 categories. Now we have to show the category name and we have to load the table view, collection view over here. Then we will see how things work. So let's look how we can do this thing. Now we will load the collection view, and for that we have to move in the product table view cell, because the collection view is the part of product table view cell. It is not a part of view controller. That's why we have to write things which are related to the collection view in the product table view cell. So first we need to take one property of a product type. So simply write where, and we have to move on the model class, and this is a part of collection view. So we have to use this product as a type of this products, and this is a type. And we can also do one thing, we can put a property observers over here, did set. So whenever there's something is written over here, did set, something like this, and we have to give the category name over here, something like category name dot text is equals to product dot category name, something like this. And after setting all these things, we have to reload the collection view. Simply use collection view dot reload, not like this, reload, like this. Now we have to define the collection view methods, data source and delegate methods. It is saying that it has no initializer, so we have to make this thing as an optional, something like this. Now we have to put the extension over here, and this is an extension of product table view cell. As I have already told you in the previous section that we have to use extensions for data source and delegate thing. So simply like this, UI collection view data source, something like this. Now it will prompt us some message that we have to define some methods, something like this, and it is saying that it is an optional thing. Okay, we have to assign an optional thing, fine. Now we have to pass the number of items in this. So we are having a products dot products array dot count, something like this, and if it is nil, then it is 0. We have to use the return statement. We can also omit this return statement because there is only a single statement, so it will take automatically that thing. Now we have to define the cell over here. So for that, again we need to take one cell class which is of a collection view cell. So simply take new file over here, and it should be Cocoa Touch class, and it should be like product cell, and it should be a collection view cell, product collection view cell. So now let's create this thing like this. Now we have to move on the view storyboard, and we have to define, or we have to give this class to this collection view cell. This is a collection view and this is a collection view cell. So now let's assign this thing over here, product collection view cell, and the name should be same as reusable identifier, should be same as this thing. Now let's again move on the product table view cell, and over here we have to use guardlet statement, so that if the cell is not available, then it will not going to crash the application. Collection view dot dq reusable item dq reusable item, this one, and in this we have to write index path, and it is like product collection view cell, else it will return simple collection view cell. same as we have already seen in the table view. Now we have to simply return this cell. If you want to learn more about collection view, how we can populate the collection view, how we can change the size of the collection view cells, I already have a complete series on collection view cells. So you can check out that series as well. That is very helpful for you to understanding how collection view works. So the link is mentioned in the description as well as on the I button. Now let's see, is it working? And one more thing we have to we have to reload the collection view. We also need to set the collection view delegate and data source. So for that we have to write collection view, and I think this is not going to work over here. It should, when the cell get awake, we need to set that thing collection view dot delegate equals to self, collection view dot data source equals to self, like this. Now let's run this thing. Before running this thing, I think we can give the name at least to this collection view items. I think we have already taken the outlets of name and all the other stuff, so we didn't take an outlet. So let's take an outlet and then we will look this thing. Okay, so now let's move on the collection view cell class from here, product collection view cell, like this. Now this is an image, so just take a simply outlet of img like this, or you can use product image, something like that. It's totally up to you. And I'm just like product name, something like this. It's totally up to you that what name you want to define over here. So now let's move on the cell class again. Just close this thing, and over here cell dot product name. So product name should be like products dot products, and in this we have to define the index part dot row products. Product is an array of details. Now we have to take the details, so we have to use like index part dot row dot name, something like this. And in the similar way we can we have missed the text over here like this. Now in the similar way we can also assign the image img, img dot image equals to ui image, like this. And we have to define the named images over here. So in the named images we have to define the same thing, but we have to change the property to image name. This is an image name and it's an optional property, so we have to define the optional value as well. So now let's run this thing. Oh, so before running this thing we have to provide the product property from the previous controller. So the previous controller is a view controller, so you have to use cell dot product equals to, so we have to use like that product data object, and we have to pass the product simultaneously for every row, product dot response, and this response is an array of product details. So we have to write the index path dot row, something like this. So it will pass every product in this product array, and it will load this product in the collection view. So let's run this thing and see that is it working. One more thing that we have left, that we have to pass the identifier name. So just pass the identifier name over here, and now let's run this thing and see that is it working fine or not. It will load the product as well as it will load the category name. So yeah, it's working fine, but the things are not working as per needed because the collection is loaded in the wrong direction. So let's fix this thing. So for that, first let's move on the storyboard over here and just change the collection view scroll direction from vertical to horizontal like this. And now let's see that is it working fine or not. So still the problem remains same, that the images are not correctly loaded because the images are not taking the size according to the size which we have defined, because there is one property added in the collection view that we have to change that estimated size to none. So we have to change this property, and now let's run this thing, and it will automatically take the size which we have defined to this collection view. So now it's looking fine, right? So this is how we can create the collection view like this. Now if we click on this see all button, it's nothing happening, as well as if we click on any of the cell, it is not showing anything to us. So let's look how we can do this thing. So before implementing the see all button functionality, we have to design one more screen which we have already seen in the demo part, this one, that as I click on this see all screen, it will show me all the assets, all the products which are in that specific category, that shoes. So for that, first we need to create one more UI. So let's design this quickly design this UI. So just take one more view controller, something like this, view controller, just drag and drop view controller over here, And now let's take one more table view and just use the same thing as we've done in the previous section. From all the four sides it should be 0. And if you don't know how to populate the table view, I've already have a series. You can go and check out that series as well. The link is, if you will get the link in the description. So I'm quickly designing this table view. So I've designed this table view cell. But one more thing, we have to use a navigation controller. So whenever we click on this cell, we have to navigate on this thing, or whenever we click on this see all button, it will navigate me on this view controller. So for that we have to take a navigation controller. So just click on this view controller and add a navigation controller from here, something like this, and this will add a navigation bar on top of this thing. So we can give a title over here. It should be like home. And if we will get a navigation bar on this view controller as well, we have to just simply push things over here, simply like show, and it will also add a navigation bar over here. And we can define the name dynamically, because if, for example, if I click on this thing from the bags, then it will, the title should be bag. So we didn't define title over here. So now let's create one more class of this controller. So it is a listing of products. So simply create one new file. It should be like product listing, and it's a class of a UI view controller, simple UI view controller, something like this. And just click on create and next and create, something like this. Now just delete this thing and move on the view controller storyboard again. And now let's select this view controller and give the class to, assign this class to this view controller. So the name is product listing view controller, something like this. And also we need to assign the storyboard identifier the same as the class name, something like this. Now let's quickly add the things which we want in this controller. So just take the outlets of different things. Where that class moved? Okay, over here. Now let's take product listing view controller. Now take the outlet of the table view, and we have to design the table view data source and delegate over here. So just again define the same thing which we have done in the previous controller, UI table view. Now it will prompt us some error that we need to define the data source and delegate required methods. And over here we have to create one more property. It is also of a product type. So simply we have to define, and it should be of let's see the JSON file for that thing. It should be of this kind. This is a product listing, right? Not this one, this one. So it should be like we have to move on the model file to see that which is this thing. So it's a product, right? So we have to use a product over here, product, something like this. Now once the product get assigned to this product listing, we can set the title to self dot navigation item dot title. Navigation item dot title is equals to product listing dot category name is the title, right? And after that we have to reload the table view. We have to also assign the data source and delegate to this table view. So table view dot delegate equals to self table view dot data source equals to self, like this. So now let's use this thing over here. So simply use return, and this is a product listing dot products dot count, something like this, because it will contain all the products of this specific category type. And now we have to take the one more cell class which will contain the things of over here. We can also use the same cell class which we have used over here for we didn't use, yeah, right. So we have to create one more cell class. So it's new cell class, new file. It should be like product details, and it should be like UI table view cell class. Now we have to assign this class to this table view cell first. So move over here, product details, and we also need to use the usable identifier, something like this. Okay, now we have to define guard let over here, guard let cell equals to table view, else otherwise we have to return the empty table view cell object, like this. Now we have to define the, we have to return the cell. Now we have to create the outlets of all these things in this table view cell. The things which I've designed in this controller is in this table view is that there is one image with some fixed height and width. The name height is a fixed, price height is fixed, and the description from the bottom I've taken greater than equals to constraint, because if I take as a fixed, then it will if the description is small, then it will print the description in the center. Now it will automatically calculate the height of this description label. So that's why I've used a bottom constraint, something like this. Okay, so now on the previous controller again, and now type cell dot product name. So product name dot text is equals to, we have to define the product listing dot products, and in this we have to define the index part dot row dot name, right? Cell dot product price dot text equals to, we have to use the same thing which we have used over here. And from the name, instead of the name we have to use the price, and cell dot product description dot text equals to, we have to use the same thing and we have to define the description over here. And we also need to define the image, cell dot product image dot image equals to UI image. Definitely if we working with the real application, then these images and these things are coming from the API, so we don't need to define something like this. We have to download the images from the URLs which will coming from the API. So we have to pass like image name, and it's an optional thing, so we have to define the optional values over here. Strings can take optionals, but the images will not take optional things. That's why we have to define the default values always, right? So now let's see, is it working fine or not. One more thing, I think we need to define the reload over here. I think it's not needed, but yes, for this for one safety purpose we can do this thing, reload data like this. Now let's see, is it working fine or not. Let's run this thing. Okay, yeah, we didn't push things from this controller, this table cell, to the detail controller. So over here we have to call that functionality. But there is one issue in this right now, that if we push from here, we will not get the navigation controller, and for pushing anything we need a navigation controller, right? So we have to transfer the control. We are having two things over here, that if we want to push from here, then we have to get the top view controller and push from the top view controller navigation controller. And if we want to push from the main controller, from main view controller, then we have to transfer the control from here to the view controller. So let's look how we can do that thing. Now move on the table view cell, and let's create one closure so that we can transfer the control. You can also use delegates to transfer the controls. So simply you would where on click see all closure, something like this. And in this closure we will pass the index path, that which see all is clicked. So for that we have to define this closure, something like this. And in this we have to define like index integer, something like, it should be optional, and it should be like void, something like this. And we have to take one more property, so that which index is clicked. So simply have to use index path over here, it's of integer type, and it should be optional. Now whenever user click on this button, see all button, we will call this on click see all closure like this, with the whatever index is there in this index variable, right? So we can define this closure something like this as well, but I prefer to always use a type alias if we are using something like this, because we can define this thing in somewhere else also. So we can use like see all closure, something like this. CS should be capital, and we have to just remove this thing over here and just paste this thing over here, and we have to use this thing over here, something like this. So see all is a closure, global closure. So now we can use, if whenever we have to pass the some closure from, like there is an index value, then we can use this see all closure, right? So we have just renamed this thing to see all closure, so it is more readable to the user, more readable to the programmer also. Like now if this thing whenever user click on this see all button, it will transfer the closure. So we have to get this closure over here after the product listing, cell dot see all closure like this. And in this we will get the index in, right? Now we will create one function over here, function move on product listing like this, and we will also need to pass the index over here, integer. So if index p if let, sorry, my mistake. If let p is equals to index, we have to check that because we are sending optional integer from this closure, right? Let's see this thing again. We are sending optional closure. This is a yeah, this is a optional closure which we are sending. So we have to typecast this thing so that if nil is there, then this application will not going to crash. So these are the safety purposes. Whenever we have to pass the optional values, we have to do the optional chaining so that it will not going to crash. And we also need to pass the index, cell dot index equals to index path dot row, like this. Now we have to call this method move on product listing. So over here we will get the index p. So now in this controller we will get the navigation controller. There is no problem with the navigation controller. So we are able to get the navigation controller over here. So we can simply push from here. So we have to like again define the product detail controller, product listing controller. So we have to use a guardlet vc is equals to storyboard dot initiate view controller with identification, this one, and in this we have to pass the identification of the view controller. So product listing view controller. So this is the name, same we have passed as an identifier, storyboard identifier. Else sometimes things are not working as per my conditions. Okay, so now let's we need to pass the product listing data also in this VC, because we have already created one property in this controller, that is product listing. So we have to pass that thing also. So simply we have to use like VC dot product listing is equals to, and in this we have to pass this thing. Don't copy this thing, like we have to pass the product data dot response in the like this index part dot row is index, like this. And now we have to simply move on the this VC navigation controller dot push view controller, and in this push view controller we have to pass the VC and animation is true, something like this. Now let's see, is it working fine or not? Is it completely working as per our need or not? So the data is completely loading. Now let's click on this see all button, and as I click on this see all button, it will show me the title as the property. Now just move back, and now let's click on this bags things, and it will load the bags also. As I click on this the mobile application, it will load the mobile all. So this is how it works. Now we have to work on how we can get the details. As I'm clicking on this any of the property, now it's not working. If I click on any of the cells over here, it is not working because the detail controllers are not implemented and the functionality is also missing. So let's look how we can do that. So first let's remove this selection thing from the table view. So let's move on the storyboard, and for this table view as well we have to remove the selection. It will show the gray things to us always. So the selection is it's not like it's part of a cell, so it's blue. Let's make it to none, and same thing for this also, blue to none. And again we have to take one more view controller to designing the this detail thing, like this. As I click on this thing, it will show me the details, something like this thing. And one more thing, that we are not getting the complete description over here. Yeah, we will get this thing. So for that we have to make the number of lines to 0. It's a issue, so we have resolved this thing. Now let's take view controller, something like this over here, and again we need to take one more table view so that we can define the description over here, the product details over here. And it is always a good idea to take a table view if we are having any kind of a scrolling in our on our screen. So it always have a good option to take a table view, because we don't need to manage the scrolling. If we take a UI scroll view, then we have to manage the scrolling sometimes whenever there is needed, but with table view we don't need to manage the scrolling at all. Now we have to take one more class. We have to take one class only, new file, products details to controller, right? Okay, just remove all these things and assign this class to that view controller, details view controller, like this. And we also need to use the same storyboard over here, something like this. Now we have to take one prototype cell over here, and we have to design that cell according to something like this, not this one. like this one, that one image at the top, two labels, and there is one label over here also. So let's design this thing first. So now I've designed this detail controller in which we are having one image, one label, and this is a description label. So let's assign this cell one table view cell class. So let's move on this thing, and as you can see that both the things are having a same thing, that this is also having all the same thing, and this is all. So we can use the same class which we have used over here for this controller as well, for this table view cell as well. So that's the name of this class is product detail table view cell. So we can use the same thing over here, product detail table view cell, and we can also same identifier also. And one more thing, we have to assign the things outlets of this also in that same class. Connect the outlets and just change them to the none, this thing. And let's move on the class. It's a product, there's a cell class, product detail table view cell, this one. So this is a product image, right? So we have to define the same thing over here. This is a product image, this is a product name, this one, this is a product price, this one, and this is a product description, this one, right? And we have to make the product this label to 0, number of lines to 0, like this. Okay, so now let's define the things in this controller. Let's detail over here. Okay, so for that, first we have to define the table view, take the outlet of all the things, table view like this. And now we have to define the table view data source and delegates. We have to require delegate methods, right? So how many cells will be there in this section? There are only a single cell, so we can simply return one over here, simply return one over here. And now we have to define the cell. So we can copy this thing, or we can write the code again. Guard let the name of the cell is product detail table view cell, product detail table view cell, like this. In this we have to return the empty table view, object of table view cell, and from here we have to return the simple cell. Now we have to define properties over here, like this. We have to define one property over here with the same things like which we have already discussed. So where product details equals to product details, like this. We have to don't assign the object, yeah, something like this. So now over here we have to use like so we are taken a single cell, that's why we didn't need to index path or something like that. Otherwise we need to take that thing cell. So something like this, this is going to be work something like this. Now whenever the this get initialized, or whenever the product get initialized, we have to reload the table view. Before that we also need to pass a navigation controller over here. So for that just drag and drop this from over here and just put show like this, and over here we have to define the name which will become at the top of the navigation bar. So simply we have to use like navigation item dot title is equals to product details. Now we have to reload the table view dot delegate equals to self. Now we can do one more thing. Whenever we click on this product or this product, we have to move user on this controller. So we have to put the did select delegate method over here also. So for that we have to move on the product listing view controller, and we have to define one more method over here, that is did select item at, and in this we have to use like guard let vc is equals to storyboard dot initiate view with identifier as, and the name of the thing is a product detail view controller, else we have to simply return this thing like this, and we have to pass the identifier. And in this we have to move on the using a navigation controller, because we will get the navigation controller over here, push view controller, and in this we have to pass the vc, and the animation is true. One more thing we have to pass over here, that is product on which the user has clicked. So for that we have to use like vc dot product details is equals to, we have to use this product array, and in this we have to pass index part dot row. like this. So by clicking on this product listing object, we will move on the product details. So let's see, is it working fine or not, and then we will update the further functionality. uh, so it looks something like this. It's cool. Now let's click on this see all button. So as I click on this see all button, it will show the details now completely. Previously it is showing only a single line. Now as I click on this Nike button, it will show me the list of details of this Nike shoe. And let's click on this casual shoe, and let's move back, and let's click on this see all of this thing, and let's click on this apple, and it will show the details of the apple. But still, if we want to if we want to show user 2 from over here, just like as I click on this Nike, it is doing nothing. So if we want to perform this thing, we have to transfer the control from this collection view cell to this controller, and then we will pass that thing. So let's see how we can do this thing. So for that, first let's move on this home controller. This is a view controller. Just close this thing, and this is a home controller. Let's move on the product table view cell. Sorry, my mistake. We have to move on the view controller, and in this we have to move on this product table view cell over here. And whenever user click on any of the collection view cell from over here, just if I click over here, it will give me the that execution over here, that is did select item at. This method get called whenever we click on any of the collection view cell, and then we have to transfer the control from this controller to the view controller over here. Just we have done this thing on click of see all. Similarly, you have to define one more closure. So where did select closure, something like this. And in this we have to pass two indexes. One index is the table cell index, that which table cell is clicked, this clicked or this clicked. So these are two different table cells, 0th index or first index. And one more thing we have to pass, that which collection view cell is clicked. So as this is clicked or this clicked. So we have to pass two different things over here. So we have to take one more type alias over here, my mistake, like this, and we have to did select closure, and we have to pass two indexes over here, not only a single index. We can change the name according to the name, just like collection index, something like this, and it's a table index. So you can choose according to your need. Now let's define this thing over here like this, and in this we have to pass, first is a table index which we have to pass, table index. Okay, yeah, my mistake. We have to define like this over here, did select closure. Be sure that the name of the type alias, classes, and all the things should be start with capital. So make this thing in your practice, because these are the coding standards which we need to follow. So that's why I'm just also following the same thing. If I did some mistakes, then definitely I'm just correcting that thing at the same point of time, right? So this is the object, this one. Now we have to pass table index and collection index over here. So simply pass first table index, and the table index is this simple index. So just simply pass index over here, and the second thing is the collection index. So we have to use index path dot item or dot row like this thing. Now let's move on the view controller, and we will get that click over here dot did select closure. So in this we will get tab index, and second is collection index in. Now we have to if let tab index p is equals to tab index, because these two things are optionals always. So you can also use any other name as per your need, equals to call index, something like this. Now we will create one more function over here, something same as like this. Just copy this thing and paste over here. Move on product detail. I'm using these functions because these functions can be called from anywhere. Now if we are having a multiple functionalities to move on the product listing or product details, then we can use the same functionalities over here with just simply passing the indexes. So that's why I'm creating these functionalities in a function. This increases the reusability of the code, right? So we have to pass two things over here. This is a table index, and this is a collection index. You can give relatable names. I'm just in a hurry, so that's why I'm not giving a relatable name to them. Okay, so in that now we have to call this method self dot this thing, and in this this is a tab index p, this one, and this is a cell index p, this one, right? So now we have to pass both the things, so get the product listing over here. So just move, not like that thing, we have to move on the product detail. So just change this thing to product detail, product detail, product detail view controller. Just change the identifier also like this, and in this product detail vc dot product detail like this, and in this we have to pass the product data, product data dot response, and it's an array of products, or we can use a table index, because we have to use the table index dot it's again product details. Now we have to use c index like this. So what we have done over here is that we have taken the product data dot response, so it will give me the data of all the things, just all the data, this all the data. And now in this I'm fetching the data of the specific indexes of the table view that which clicked. So suppose this is clicked, so index 1 is over here, so it will give me the data of all the cell phones, and in the cell phones I'm getting the data of which specific cell phone has clicked. So suppose if Apple has clicked, so I will get the index 1 over here. So this is how I'm passing the details over here. Now let's see, so this is completed all the things, all the functionalities. So let's test this thing and see that everything is working fine as per needed or not. So this is completely fine. Now let's click on this Adidas, and it's loading as per the needed. Now let's move on the this cell phones, and then let's click on this thing, and it's completely looking fine. So everything is working fine, and you can test this thing when you create this thing. And if you face any difficulty, let me know in the comment section. You can also mail me on my mail address. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. Your single like motivates me to create more content like this. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I am posting videos on every Monday, almost every Monday, of these kind of functionalities which enhance your knowledge. And if you have any query or suggestion, please post that thing in the comment box. So meet you in the next video. Thank you.